This is a very difficult and somewhat complex movement called the pullover. The reason that this one's so difficult is because it requires a lot of strength to hold yourself in the body position of a near chin over the bar hold while your body rotates up and over the bar before you finish with that press out or dip. The first thing that we're gonna do is strict pull-ups. And while you perform this, I really want you to emphasize how high your chin gets above the bar. If you need to use a band for some assistance to get to that height, that's great. So we're gonna do 3 to 5 of these things in singles. The second step is that we're going to perform a strict pull-up, but this time we're gonna hold the chin over the bar. This is an essential component of the pullover because it buys time to swing those knees up and over the bar before you rotate into that finished position. We're gonna do 3 to 5 of these and we're gonna do them all in singles. Here's a new movement you probably haven't performed before, so don't expect this thing to be perfect for the first few times you do it, but we're gonna perform a knees to bar. So after you pull your chin over the bar and you're in that holding position, that isometric position with chin over the bar, you're simply gonna touch your knees to the bar and then bring them back down. We're gonna do 3 to 5 of those in singles. If you need to scale this step of the progression, the first option is that you can simply just lift your knees as high as you can get them. So if that ends up being, knees to elbows position, that's great. It's a good step towards that. And the second option is that you can put a bar in a rack at about shoulder height, so like where you're gonna shoulder press from, and secure the barbell to the rack using some bands so that it won't be pulled out of the rack as you're performing this. And simply what you can do is, with your feet on the ground, assist yourself to a chin over the bar hold and then jump knees to the bar. Pretty simple, but it still practices that technique. The last step is the actual pullover. We just practiced bringing the knees to the bar, but we're actually gonna try to shoot for knees over the bar. As you're performing this last one, we really have to emphasize that knees up position because we need it to pass over the pull-up bar that we're holding on to so that you can come to a support position. And then you're gonna finish with a dip out. Now, whether you roll back forward and come back to the ground or come back away from the bar to come back to the ground, it's really up to you. But as we perform this in the progression, we're gonna ask you that you only do singles. So practice whichever method you want to practice for 3 to 5 singles. The scale for the pullover is going to be that one where we secure the bar to the rack at shoulder height and really test this thing out. Make sure that it cannot come out of that rack by securing it with bands. And once you've done that, we're gonna just use a jumping pullover as the scale. Now you can make this as difficult as possible by not jumping super hard or not utilizing the legs as much. But as we initially practice this thing, jump as much as you need to overemphasize the movement itself. If you also don't have a high enough garage ceiling or gym ceiling where you can perform a pullover, this is a great option and it can be very difficult. So give it a shot, don't blow it off. So now we finished the progression. Let's talk about whether or not you should be performing a lot of pullovers in a workout. If you don't have a lot of confidence in your grip strength, chances are you should start by scaling this exercise and utilizing that jumping pullover. We really want to emphasize this because it's a safety measure so that you don't get hurt while performing it. Now, if you do have that grip strength and you do have the ability to do a strict pull-up where you can hang with your chin over the bar, then you can do a pullover. It's just a matter of technique. So take the steps here seriously, give them a little bit of time, but don't expect a lot if this is the first time that you've completed this. Look at this as an opportunity to simply practice a skill, okay? Now with that, if you guys like this video, do us a favor, click like and subscribe. We appreciate it, and let us know in comments how your pullover progression goes.